Morning, YouTubers. This is Kim, the Cajun Goldwing rider. Coming to you from the backside of Wiltz, heading towards I-49. It's like a beautiful morning this morning. We're on Highway 167. This is a nice road. And today's temperature is, we had 66 today. Beautiful, beautiful day. Nice houses. I don't know if you noticed today I'm riding with my my new camera there, my Hero 4 Session. I'm trying it in the front. A couple of rides ago I tried it with strapped to my leg. I bought a strap and I could strap it to my thigh, and I filmed right off my thigh a little bit, and that was good. I'm just going to try it in different places. And like I say, I'm riding with basically a camera on my helmet, the Zenith 10C, and then I have my GoPro 3 on the trunk, and I have my Session on my handlebars, and I have the Unitrack camera on my crash bar in the front. So I got plenty of places to get footage. If I get bored and I want to see something from a different perspective, I can grab it and do it. So it makes it nice. It doesn't make it nice to go through all of it to find, the pairing spots. That's the trick by itself. So, but see, I'm just trying to make it more interesting for my viewers. So, Baptist Church. So I don't even remember. I don't remember ever coming. I know I've been through this town, but I just don't remember. Been a long time. I actually thought this road took me straight to I-49, but apparently I'm wrong. Turkey Creek City Hall. Nice little place. Church. Here we go. This is where you make the turn. When I was younger, I'd say in about 76, 77, I used to ride, we used to come up here, we started riding Forest Hills in 79. But before that, before Forest Hills came along, we'd ride Turkey Creek, and it was basically like wasn't a motocross, it was like an enduro track. But basically you went up and down these hills, and they were, not jump hills. You ride up for a good ways and you come straight down, and basically at the bottom of each valley, of each little hill, you had nothing like a creek, and from four-wheelers and dirt bikes going through it. I mean, it was basically when you got into it, you was hoping you come out the other end. Then by the time you come out the little creek, some of them were wide, some of them were narrow, but majority of them were wide. And when you come out of them, it wasn't deep that you'd sink the whole bike, but if there were some sections that people had got stuck and made some nice big holes. And you had to make sure you kind of memorize where those holes were and not go into them, because you could have bike trouble once the exhaust gets underneath the water. And then we had problems with the engine, so we tried to avoid that. But when you come out of it, if you made it across the stream, you basically had to go uphill. Well, everything in your bike is wet. The dirt going up, it's like a red dirt, was slick, and so you you kept your bike wide open and you just slip and slide trying to climb the hill, and when you get to the top, you go back down, right down to another creek. And it was like 22 miles of going and 22 miles coming back, and that was your ride. And it was coming back on the same trail. It was wide now. It was like a wire line, like somebody had a wire line. That's exactly what it was. They had a wire line, and they cleared out about 30 feet wide, and bikes would go and come back. It was basically, and I can remember one time we went out there for a ride, me and 3 friends, and my wife didn't come with me that time, but their 2 wives came with them, and it should have took us about no longer than about an hour to get to the end, at the most. Most of us could do it on a nice day. You could do it in 30 minutes to get there, 30 minutes to come back. And well, we left. We got on the trail about 12 o'clock noon, and about 7 or 8 o'clock that night, those girls were worried about us because they didn't know where we were at, and we were just trying to make it back, and we were fighting the mud. And one of the guys jumped off this little edge, and he launched the bike, and it landed right into one of those holes, and he sunk the complete bike underwater. Well, it no longer ran and no longer started, and so basically, and he didn't want to leave the bike up against a tree or nothing like that, and we come back later on the next day when it was the sun was out, because I'm telling you, when I say it was dark, it was so dark you couldn't see your hand in front of your face. And we're in the woods, we don't know what kind of creatures they had out there, so we were kind of a little scared about that, and at the same time trying to get his bike back. So we had ropes with us, and we were tied onto the back end of our bikes, and at the time, those dirt bikes at the time had a bar that went back across the back seat, behind the back seat to hold the fender, and that's where we tied the ropes onto. And basically, you couldn't stay on the bike. You had to just hold the bike and give it a lot of gas. And we're trying to pull his bike, and we're trying to push it. And we get it up to the top, pulling his bike up to the top of the hill, and then we go back and get all the other bikes, and it kept on all the way for 22 miles. Well, let me just tell you, when we got back, that was the last time we rode that trail. The girls were worried about us, and I mean, we were dead tired. It was a fight. When we were young, we were a lot stronger, but we had used everything we had, all of us. And to this day, when I see my friends that we rode that trail that night, it was John Dubose and Brian Fournette and myself. It was just 3 of us. And whenever I see Brian, it was his bike that he's the one who crashed his bike in one of those holes and messed up his bike. He still has his bike to this day, and we both up in age now, and I think he's a little older than me. I think I'm 55, he's 57. But he says, "I'll never forget that till the day I die." He said that was an adventure. So it was some good times. So, but to do that today, no, you could just leave me out there. I'd probably die, have a heart attack or something like that. That was a hard time, but it was something we'll never forget. Something how we create all these memories. The same thing with all my music and everything. I tell these guys, I said, we do these gigs, we make this money, and I said we need to have the best time we can, because I said, I tell you what, the money spent fast. You forget about that money fast. But the time you had together, the good times especially, you don't want to forget them. I mean, you're creating memories, so we got to hang on to them. That's all we got. We got to hang on to them. So and hopefully pass them down to our kids and stuff, and say what daddy's hobbies were or whatever. You can do that and say, look, daddy always rode a motorcycle and played music. I've been doing it since I'm 8, and I'm 55 right now, and I'm still doing it. Still love to do both of them. So I don't think that's going to change. I really don't. So unless I get sick or something like that, thank God I got my help. So. back onto 167. Sun coming off you. Pretty truck coming in. Nice. Had holes in the whole road. This is Kim, the Cajun Goldwing Rider, signing out. Please like and subscribe. Thank you all for everything.